the modern, now we will study about the modern periodic table, and which is based on modern periodic law, which states that properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic numbers. Now, when you see the atomic number, the arrangement of atomic number in an increasing order, we form a table known as periodic table, which we have already studied, that how this table came into existence after so many scientists worked on it. Now, here you can see that these are arranged according to the atomic number. This is atomic number 1, that is hydrogen, then helium is atomic number 2, then lithium is atomic number 3, beryllium is 4, and so on. They are 7, then 8, and then 9, and then neon has atomic number as 10. Now, we will take the example of first group. This is our first group. So, we will take the example of first group, and we will see that how the number of valence electron of element are equal here in this group, and which shows a regular repetition and shows periodicity. So, we can see here, this is our group 1. The members are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and the configuration is 21, 281, 2881 and 281881 and 281881. What is the similarity? Similarity is this number, that is in the last shell, that is the valence shell, you have similar number of electron, that is 1. So, 1 electron in their outer shell, they will show the similarity because they have same electronic configuration, and this similarity in electron structure explains that the group 1 have the same chemical property. So, this is the group 1 which is situated here in the periodic table. Now, let us see the properties, that what are the properties of group 1 elements. So, the properties are, they are good reducing agent. Now, what do you understand by reducing agent? We have already explained, we know that what are reducing agent? Those who oxidize are reducing agent, and oxidation means loss of electrons, oil. Oxidation is loss of electron. So, these elements lose electron very easily. So, they are good reducing agent because they oxidize, because they show oxidation. So, first property. Now, the second property is they form unipositive. Now, you can see lithium will form, after donating this 1 electron, it will form Li plus. Sodium, after donating this electron, will form Na plus. Potassium, after donating this, will form K plus. So, they will form a unipositive, means 1. So, with valency 1, they will form cations. They all are soft metals. Sodium, you know, you can cut it with knife. So, they all are soft metals. They are very reactive, and thus they are found always in combined state. They are found in combined state. So, they will give the color to the flame, and we will see that what color does they give. So, you can see on the screen, these are the color of the flame which is given, which is imparted by the first group elements. Lithium shows red, bright red color. Sodium shows golden yellow color, and then potassium, rubidium, cesium shows lilac color or little bit of violet, you can say. Then next property is they form hydrides with hydrogen. Now, if I react this lithium with hydrogen, I will get the formula of LiH, that is lithium hydride, then sodium hydride, potassium hydride, etc. So, they form hydrides with hydrogen, and then they form basic oxide with oxygen. So, always remember, metallic oxides are basic in nature. So, if I form the formula, that is Li2O, Na2O, these all are basic in nature. So, they form basic oxides with oxygen. And when they all react with, that is first group elements react with water, they will form metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. This properties reappear at regular intervals because there is the number of electrons in the outermost orbit remains the same, and that is why electronic configuration is same. Valency is also same, and this is the cause of periodicity. And what is the cause of periodicity? Cause of periodicity is reoccurrence of similar electronic configuration. So in a group there is a similarity of electronic configuration or the valency, and that is why this is the cause of periodicity. Now let's see some salient features of this modern periodic table. Vertical columns, these are known as group. This is group 1, this is group 2, okay, so on. So these are groups. These vertical columns in the table, they are known as groups, and there are 18 vertical columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So there are 18 vertical columns which comprise of groups. Now these group can be named as, so this is 1A, 2A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and this is 0 group. Okay, so this is group number. What are the main groups? This 1, 2, then this is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So these group number, that is 1, 2, then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 are known as main group element, or they are known as representative elements. So what are representative elements? Again I am drawing and showing you. So this comes in representative and this comes in representative. So this portion which I have cut here, this is representative group, or which is known as representative elements, or they are also known as normal elements. And why they are known as normal? Because these elements have their outermost shell incomplete. These have their incomplete outermost shell. Okay, that is why they are known as representative elements or main group elements. Then we have zero group. ये इसको हम zero group बोलते हैं, या इसको 18th group भी बोलते हैं और zero group भी बोलते हैं. Both the names are correct. Now these zero group or group number 18 are called inert gases or noble gases because they have got stable configuration. They have got stable electronic configuration. They hardly react. They do not react. They do not react with any other elements, and they've got 8 electrons in their outermost shell except helium. Helium has only 2 electrons in the outermost shell. The rest all have 8 electrons in the outermost shell, and that is why they do not react. Now let's see periods. So period is this. This is the first period. That is, this is the first period. Now first period, that is horizontal. So this is first period. Now first period has only 2 elements, that is hydrogen and helium. So shortest period hai first period. First period is shortest because it has got only 2 elements. Then comes the second period. Now this is second period, which contains lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So the second period has 8 elements. Okay, 8 elements, and the atomic number starts from 3, that is lithium ka 3 hai, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 3 to 10. Atomic number 3 to 10 is the second period. Then this is the third period. Okay, third period, and again third period also have similar number of elements, that is 8 elements are present in second and third period, and the atomic number starts from 11, that is sodium, to 18, that is argon. So fourth and fifth period both have 18 elements, and they are known as long period. Okay, fourth and fifth, that is, this is fourth and this is fifth. This is sixth period. You have to remember that this is also sixth period. This is part of sixth period which is here. So यहाँ पे ये वाला part included है. So sixth period, and ये seventh वाले period का part है जो यहाँ ये है actinide series. Okay. So sixth period contains how many? They contain 32 elements. and it is the longest period. Longest. Then we have got sixth wala was the longest. Now comes seventh. So this is seventh period. It is this seventh period, and it contains this also. This is included here. यहाँ पे included है ये. So this seventh period contains 32 elements, and it is also longest period. Now in group third B, that is group number 3, of the sixth period. Now here this is third, okay, and this is sixth period. ये sixth period है इधर और ये third group है, तो यहाँ पे ये. So this in group third B, that is group number 3 of the sixth period, there is a set of elements with atomic number 57 to 71, and these are starting from lanthanum to lutetium, and this is known as lanthanides. इनको हम बोलते हैं lanthanides. Now these lanthanides are also called as rare earth elements. Okay, these are called rare earth. And similarly here in third group and seventh period, this is there is a set of elements with a atomic number 89 as actinium, lawrencium, that is 103. So this is known as actinide series, actinide, and this actinide series, they are radioactive. Always remember this, radioactive elements. So these are radioactive elements. Actinide series is radioactive and lanthanide series is rare earth. So lanthanides and actinides have similar properties because they belong to the same group, that is third group. Because they belong to third group, they have got similar properties, and why they are shown at the bottom of this periodic table. Why they are not included in the main body of the periodic table? Why they don't find space? They are here because they are large in number, and showing them in the main body will distort the shape of the periodic table because they are very, very long. So if they are included here, so this will create a very bad shape of the periodic table, and that is why they are included here at the bottom. Now let's see types of elements. I have already shown you where are representative elements and where are transition elements, then where are inert gases or noble gas, and then so inner transition are lanthanides and actinide series. So both the series are known as inner transition, and these inner transition elements are together called, so lanthanides and actinides together are called as inner transition elements. Rest 3 I have shown you in the periodic table. Now classification according to SPDF block is based on electronic configuration, which you will study in higher classes. So SPDF block is not explained here because it is not in your syllabus. So this is group 1 structure. You can see in the periodic table, this is group 1. Hydrogen is also there in first group, but it does not have, when we say that alkali metal, they start from lithium. So lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, these are known as alkali metals because they form alkalis with the water. Just now I told you they'll form with water, they will form hydroxide, and these hydroxides are water soluble. These bases are water soluble, so they form alkali. And then we have group 2, which is known as this is the second group, that is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and so these are the members of second group, and these are known as alkaline earth metal. And why they are known as alkaline earth metal? Because they also form alkali similar to this, similar to first A group, but they form weaker alkali than these. They form strong, strong alkali, and they form weaker alkali, so they are known as alkaline earth metal. Okay, so this is the third group, starting from boron. Boron is the first member, so this is 13 group. Now this 13 group is known as boron family because boron is the first member. 14th group, or it is known as carbon group because carbon is the first member. Then we have Group number 15, starting from nitrogen. So nitrogen is the first member, so this is known as nitrogen family. Then we have oxygen as the first member of oxygen family, that is group 16. And then, which is shown gray in color here, so starting with fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astenine, these are known as, this is known as halogen family. And why they are known as halogen? Because halogen means salt formers. They will form salt because you know NaCl, है ना? So Cl is the member of this. So they are known as salt formers. And the alkali metals, that is group 1, they are reactive metals and they can react with halogens because they are the most reactive non-metals. These are the most reactive metals. These are the most reactive non-metals. So that is why they both combine together very easily to form salts. As you can see, I gave you the example here. Sodium reacts with chlorine to form sodium, and then this will react with also chlorine, then bromine also, iodine also, then fluorine also, and that is why they are known as halogens, that is salt formers. Zero group, you all know, I have already told you that this is the zero group and they don't react, they are inert members. So let's see the properties of representative elements. And what are representative elements? We have already discussed that they are the members of 1A, they are the members of 1A, 2A, then 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A and 7A. So these are known as representative elements. So now we will be talking about these only. So what are the main characteristics of representative elements? They include both metals. So here it is metals and here it is non-metals. So they include both metals and non-metals. And what is the gradation? Gradation means when we move from left to right in a periodic table, metals से non-metal की तरफ change हो रहा है. Now these are the non-metals. So gradation is metals towards the non-metals. So metallic character decreases, decrease कर रहा है यहाँ पे, और non-metallic character increase कर रहा है. ठीक है, ये सबसे ज़्यादा हाईली मेटालिक हैं, ये हाईली नॉन मेटालिक हैं. तो मेटल से हम इस तरफ जा रहे हैं नॉन मेटल की तरफ, तो मेटालिक कैरेक्टर डिक्रीजेस और नॉन मेटालिक कैरेक्टर increases. Okay, both type of compounds are formed, ionic compounds also and covalent also. Both type of compounds are formed by them. As you know, NaCl is ionic, example of NaCl is ionic, and HCl is covalent. So they form both type of compounds. When you move down the group, the metallic character increases. Okay, metallic character increases. अगर आप metallic character देखें तो सबसे ज़्यादा किसका होगा? सीजियम का होगा. ये तो रेडियो एक्टिव है फ्रांसियम, तो सीजियम सबसे ज़्यादा मेटालिक है, लिथियम से भी ज़्यादा, बिकॉज व्हेन वी मूव डाउन मेटालिक कैरेक्टर इंक्रीजेस. तो कहीं भी अब नॉन मेटल से भी जब आप नीचे जाएंगे तो ये सबसे ज़्यादा नॉन मेटल और ये उससे कम नॉन मेटल, क्योंकि ये थोड़ा मेटालिक हो जाएगा. तो मेटालिक कैरेक्टर इंक्रीजेस डाउन अ ग्रुप. ओके, एंड देन तो अभी हम बात सिर्फ इनकी कर रहे हैं, जिनकी हम बात कर रहे हैं ये हैं हमारे, और ये हैं रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एलिमेंट्स. और इन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एलिमेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टीज़ क्या हैं कि जो मेटल्स हैं, जो गुड कंडक्टर्स हैं, वो फर्स्ट और सेकंड ग्रुप में हैं, और जो नॉन मेटल्स हैं वो आपके 16 और 17 ग्रुप में हैं, वो पुअर कंडक्टर्स ऑफ हीट एंड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हैं. टिन एंड लेड आर सम heavy elements and they show variable valency. तो हमारे रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एलिमेंट्स में भी वेरिएबल वैलेंसी शो हो रही है, और वो कौन कर रहा है? वो ये दो कर रहे हैं, दैट इज टिन एंड lead. Now moving on, what are transition elements? We've already seen they are included here, that is this is transition. Now these transition elements, they all these elements are metals. तो ये सारे क्या हैं? All are metals. And then they have high melting and boiling point. बहुत हाई मतलब आयरन है, जैसे कि इसमें आयरन इंक्लूडेड है, एज यू कैन सी आयरन इज हियर. So it has got high melting and boiling point, good conductors of heat and electricity, and they are attracted, some elements are attracted towards magnet, and they are used as catalyst, and they show variable valency. Some elements show, most of the elements show वेरिएबल वैलेंसी. एग्जाम्पल आयरन ही देख लीजिए, आयरन की भी वैलेंसी वेरिएबल होती है. एंड दे फॉर्म कलर्ड आयंस एंड कलर्ड कंपाउंड्स. सो दीज ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट्स विल फॉर्म कलर्ड आयंस एंड कलर्ड, कॉपर का कलर ब्लू है ना, सो कलर्ड आयंस फॉर्म करते हैं, कलर्ड. नाउ वी विल, this was transition element, and now I am moving towards the inner transition, which is here. This is known as inner transition. These elements are known as lanthanides and actinides, and they are very heavy metals with high melting and boiling point. They also show variable valency, and they also form colored ions. Actinides are radioactive. Okay, actinides are radioactive, and some are not found in nature. They are prepared in the lab. स्पेशल लैब में इनको हम बनाते हैं एक्टिनाइड्स को, और ये रेडियो एक्टिव हैं, रेडियो active, always remember. Then you have zero group, that is inert gases. These have 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. Only helium has 2, and they do not react with other elements, and that is why they are known as inert elements. Now we will see one more category, that is bridge elements. What are those bridge elements? So here you can see on the screen I have shown you periods. This is first period, this is second period, this is third period, this is fourth period. So here the elements of the second period, this is these are the elements of the second period. Now this second period shows resemblance with the third period element, but in a diagonal relation. Lithium shows the resemblance with magnesium, beryllium with aluminium, boron with silicon. So these elements of the second period resembles in properties with the elements of the third period, and this leads to a diagonal relationship, and that is why they are known as bridge elements, because they form a kind of bridge between second period and the third period. Okay, so example are lithium and magnesium, beryllium, aluminium, boron and silicon. Okay, so these are known as bridge elements. So let's see what are typical elements. The third period elements, that is this third period elements, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, they summarize the property of their respective group and called typical elements. Suppose if I say this first group has any property, now sodium will have all those properties which are present in the first group. So it kind of summarizes. Now magnesium also shows all the properties which are present in second group. Similar with aluminium, similar with silicon, shows or summarizes all the properties of their respective group, and they are known as typical elements. Example of typical element is third period, that is sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus. And so let's revise the merits of modern periodic table, as it is based on atomic number, which is a better fundamental property as atomic mass, and then position of the elements are related to its electronic configuration, and there shows a regular change in properties of element or moving in a period or group, and it is easy to remember, understand and reproduce. But what are the defects of modern periodic table? Now first defect is the position of hydrogen, because it is not satisfactory. It is kept on group 1, but it shows the properties of group 17 also. It relates to the property of group 1 also and group 17. So where it should be positioned. So this is the first defect of modern periodic table. And second is, again I told you, inner transition elements and lanthanides and actinides, they are not in the main body, as it will distort the shape. So these were the two defects of modern periodic table. So I will first study the general trend in group. So let's see the first group. I'll take the example of first group. Similar is the condition with all the groups, but I am taking the example of first group here. So the number of shell, you can see here the number of shells are 2, here 3, here 4, here 5 and here 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the number of shells. So number of shells increases by 1 when we move down in a group. Okay, and then valence electron remains same. What are the valence electron here for these? This is, I am talking about every group. Every group will have similar conditions. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So that means when we move down in a group, the valence electron remains same. Okay, valence electron remains same. So this way when you move down in a group, the valence electron remains same, and that is why valency also, अगर valence electron same है तो valency भी यहाँ पे same हो जाएगी, क्योंकि valency also remains same. और वैलेंसी होगी कितनी इनकी 1, and because in the last shell they have got 1 electron, they will donate those 1 electrons and they will have valency 1, and valency 1 is the group number. So जो भी group number है वही वैलेंसी होगी. group 1 की वैलेंसी 1, group 2 की 2, group 3 की 3, group 4 की 4. Okay, but after group 5 it will change, I will tell you later on, but here in group 1 the valency remains same, that is 1. Now comes period. You can see the number of shells remains same in a period. This we are talking about the second period. और जो number of shell है वो period के according, जैसे कि अगर second period है तो it will have 2 shells. अगर third period है it will have 3 shells, 4 period 4 shell, 5 period 5 shells, and so on. So the number of shell remains same in a period when we move in a period from left to right. What happens to valence electron in a period? Valence electron 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. So valence electron increases. Valence electron increases by 1 when you move in a period from left to right. Okay, what happens to the valency? Let's check. Here the valency would be 1 because it has got 1 electron in the outermost shell, it will donate 1. It has got 2 electron, so it will donate 2 electron and valency 2. Donate 3 electron, valency 3. 4 electrons, it will form a valency 4. But when it has got 5 electron in the outermost shell, it will take 3 and thus valency becomes 3. Here 6, so it will take 2. So valency 2, it will take 1. So valency 1, and here it will take nothing, so valency 0. So now you can see the trend in valency. Valency increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 3 to 0. So valency first increases, and then decreases, okay, and then decreases in a period. This we are talking about period, that in a period the valency increases till 4 and then decreases from 3 to 1 and 0. Now we will see the properties of element, that how the physical and chemical properties change. So elements in a given group have similar electronic configuration, so they have got similar properties, that is similar physical and chemical properties, but they change uniformly when we move down in a group. So let's see, alkali metals are very reactive. From here to here the reactivity increases. So reactivity increases. अगर मैं reactivity की बात करूँ तो reactivity increases down in a group. Reactivity increases down a group, and then same with halogens. Halogens are very reactive. लेकिन ये हैं हमारे halogens, they are very reactive, but here the reactivity decreases down in a group. So reactivity of metals, ऐसे याद रखना, reactivity of metals increases down a group, and reactivity of non-metals decreases down a group. तो सबसे ज़्यादा active metal कौन सा होगा? सबसे ज़्यादा होगा हमारा active metal, हमारा सीजियम होगा. यहाँ पे ये रेडियो एक्टिव हैं, ये सारे रेडियो एक्टिव हैं, इसलिए इनकी प्रॉपर्टीज़ हम यहाँ पे नहीं लेते हैं, ठीक है. तो ये हमारा सबसे ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव, दिस इज मोस्ट रिएक्टिव मेटल, एंड विच इज़ मोस्ट रिएक्टिव नॉन मेटल? फ्लोरीन. दिस इज मोस्ट रिएक्टिव नॉन मेटल. इसीलिए इन दोनों के बीच में जो बॉन्ड बनता है, जो कंपाउंड बनता है सीजियम फ्लोराइड, वो सबसे ज़्यादा आयनिक कंपाउंड है, बिकॉज दो बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट के बीच में बॉन्ड बना है. सो दिस इज द मोस्ट पावरफुल आयनिक कंपाउंड सीजियम फ्लोराइड. वाई? बिकॉज सीजियम इज मोस्ट रिएक्टिव मेटल एंड फ्लोरीन इज मोस्ट रिएक्टिव नॉन मेटल. ओके, नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज एटॉमिक साइज. सो एटॉमिक साइज आप देख रहे हैं ना, इंक्रीज हो रहा है. And why it is increasing? Because the number of shells are increasing. Here the number of shells were only 2, here 3, here 4, here 5 and here 6. So, number of shells are increasing, and that is why the atomic size increases when we move down a group. तो सबसे छोटा साइज लिथियम का और सबसे बड़ा साइज सीजियम का रहेगा. So, when we move down in a group, the atomic size increases. And the metallic character also increases. Metallic character increases down a group. So, lithium जो है सबसे कम metallic और cesium सबसे ज़्यादा metallic रहेगा. Okay. But what happens to the size of atom when we move from in a period from left to right? Second period. So, in the second period, we are moving from lithium to fluorine. So, what happens to the atomic size? Although the number of shell remains same. So, second period की बात हो रही है तो number of shells are 2 only. So, this is nucleus and this is the first shell and this is the second shell. So, similarly, all will have 2 shells, but still the size decreases from left. बहुत important because the number of shells is same. So, it will be similar only. The atomic size will be same, but it is not the case. When in a period you will move from left to right, the atomic size decreases. So, okay, size of atom decreases when we move left to right in a, and the reason is that when there is an increase in number of protons, the nuclear pull increases and thus decreases the size. So, for example, now this is lithium. So, how many protons it will have? Because it has atomic number as 3. So, it has the similar number of proton, that is 3. Here it is 4. So, 4 protons, here 5 protons, here 6 proton. So, number of proton increasing, and as the number of proton is increasing, proton is situated here in the nucleus. So, it will attract electron. So, because now nuclear charge is increasing, okay, you can understand it like this, that force of nucleus is increasing. So, when force of nucleus is increasing, it is attracting outermost shell's electron with a greater power, and thus the size shrinks. So, this is the reason why in a period moving from left to right, the atomic size decreases. So, what is the exact statement you will be writing in the answer? Because of increased nuclear pull or nuclear charge. And because of this nuclear charge, the size decreases because electrons are attracted with more power and the outer shell comes closer to the nucleus. So, when you move from lithium to fluorine, size of lithium will be biggest and fluorine will be smallest. Now, you will tell that inert gases also here. After fluorine, it's neon. Okay, but those are not included here because they have little bigger size as halogen. And why is it so? That we will come to know afterwards. When we move in a higher class, then we will come to know. Inert gases are not included here. We are just moving from alkali metals to halogens. So, when we move from alkali metals to halogen, size of alkali metal is biggest and halogen is smallest. So, in a period from left to right, atomic size decreases. Metallic character down a group, I have told you metallic character increases, but in a period when you move from left to right, then the metallic character decreases because it changes from metallic to non-metallic. So, this is metal and this is non-metal. So, it is changing from metal to non-metal. So, the last is inert. So, we are not talking about this inert element. So, we are talking about metal, then in between there are metalloids, then that is non-metal. So, you can see gradually metals are becoming non-metals. Then we have oxides of elements. When how the oxides of elements are formed? Oxides of element in a particular period becomes less basic and finally change to acidic character. For example, oxide, ये third period के oxides दिए हुए हैं. Now, acidic character increases. This is not acidic, but this is acidic in nature. So, acidic character increases in a period from left to right. So, when we take the example, we will see that from basic, then less basic. So, basic, then less basic, and then we have acidic oxides. But metallic character, when we move down in a group, increases. Okay, and so what happens in a group when we move down a group? I am taking the example of 15th group. because it is given in your book. So we have 15th group is nitrogen, and then we have phosphorus, then we have arsenic, and then we have antimony, okay, bismuth. Now we'll see how it is going. So this is 15th group and we are moving down. So it is forming oxide, nitrogen is forming oxide with the formula as NO2, then phosphorus is forming oxide with the formula P2O5, then arsenic is forming oxide with the formula As2O3, then we have got antimony, it is forming the formula as Sb2O3, and then bismuth is forming the formula B2O3. Now we will see the character. Now the character is, this is acidic. This is acidic in nature, and when we move, this is also acidic, and then we have amphoteric, and then we have basic. So this means that when we move down in a group from top to bottom, the nature of the oxides is becoming from acidic to basic. So these specific group metals you have to learn. The important points I am going to revise here. These are the members of alkali metals. I have already explained this, and then they are known as alkali metals because they form hydroxide or strong alkalis with water. Okay, so we have discussed about the electronic configuration. They are very reactive, do not occur in free state. They can be cut with a knife and have low boiling and melting. This we are talking about first group, this first group. Then bonding, they are ionic in nature except some salts of lithium which is covalent. What is the action of air? That is, I have already told you, when it reacts with oxygen it forms oxide, metallic oxides and metallic hydroxide. When it reacts with water and when carbon dioxide, it forms metallic carbonate. Because they are very reactive, they are kept in kerosene, otherwise they will react with the oxygen or carbon dioxide or water vapor. Reactivity, as I told you, it increases down the group. With water they react violently to produce hydrogen. With acids they produce hydrogen and they form unipositive ions. When freshly cut, they show typical silvery white metallic luster, but they soon become dull because of action of air. Flame color I have already explained to you, and they are obtained by electrolysis of their molten salts. You can get sodium when you do electrolysis of sodium chloride. Then group 2, this we are only revising because I have already explained to you everything. Here we are only doing a revision. So these are the elements, and they are known as alkaline earth metal because they occur in the earth crust and their hydroxides are weak alkali. This is the configuration, very reactive, so they do not occur in free state, and they are greyish white in color and harder than the alkali metal. All the alkaline earth metals except beryllium are ionic. वहाँ पे lithium exception था, some compounds, here beryllium. They are less reactive than alkali metals, so एकदम से reactivity जो है air के साथ नहीं होती है. Their reactivity increases in moving down the group similarly as alkali metal. With water they will also form hydroxide, but the formula will be OH whole twice. Then actions of acid, they will form hydrogen similar. They are also reducing agent. They will form dipositive ions, unipositive alkali and alkaline earth metal dipositive ion. Melting and boiling point are comparatively low but higher than the, वैसे generally इनका low होता है, लेकिन अगर आप comparison करेंगे alkali metal से तो high होगा. So except beryllium and magnesium, they all other impart color. Calcium is brick red, strontium crimson, barium apple green, and radium is crimson. They are also obtained by electrolysis of their molten salts. So group 7 members are known as halogens. These are the members fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astenine, and they are known as halogens because they are obtained from C, so sea salt formers, okay, sea saltogens from halogens, so meaning sea salt formers. They are most reactive non-metals and their reactivity decreases down the group. As we have studied, fluorine is the most reactive and iodine is the least reactive. They are steady increasing in melting and boiling point as we go down the group. Fluorine is a gas, chlorine is a gas, bromine is a liquid. तो गैस से लिक्विड और फिर आयोडीन सॉलिड है, तो दे आर चेंजिंग देयर स्टेट. एस्टेनाइन इज हाईली रेडियो एक्टिव, मैंने बोला था लास्ट वाले रेडियो एक्टिव है और रेयर एलिमेंट होते हैं. देन इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द कलर ऑफ द एलिमेंट ऑल्सो इंक्रीजेज फ्रॉम पेल टू डार्क. आयोडीन आपने देखा डार्क कलर का होता है. Then fluorine is a pale yellow gas, chlorine is a greenish yellow gas, bromine is a reddish brown liquid, and iodine is a violet solid. So you should learn the color. They all are poisonous and have similar strong pungent and unpleasant odor. So all the halogens are poisonous and they have unpleasant odor. They form diatomic molecules, that is F2Cl2, I2Br2. They all have valency 1. They produce a series of compounds with hydrogen and they are known as together they are known as chlorides, bromine and iodine together are known as halides. Okay, हाइड्राइड और हेलाइड में कंफ्यूज नहीं हो जाना. हाइड्राइड जो है हाइड्रोजन का कंपाउंड बनता है, यहाँ पे ये हेलाइड्स हैं. सो हेलोजेंस टुगेदर आर नोन एज हेलाइड्स. द हेलोजन themselves can react directly with metals to form metal halides. Or then we have then these halogens have negative charge, which already we have seen. Then group 0, as you know, they are the noble gases and they were isolated by William Ramsay. So first William Ramsay came to know that okay, these are some gases, and he won Nobel Prize for this major contribution. These are the names of the gases. Some compounds of xenon and krypton have been made and their name was changed to noble gases. पहले इनको inert gases कहते थे, लेकिन जब हमें कुछ compounds मिल गए इनके तो हम इन्हें noble gases कहने लगे. This is the configuration. Helium के पास 2 है, बाकी सब पे 8 है. These are colorless, tasteless, odorless gases. They are neither inflammable nor supporter of combustion. They are monoatomic because their electronic configuration is stable. Noble gases are liquefied with great difficulty. You cannot liquefy them. They are slightly soluble in water and moving from helium to radon solubility increases. These gases emit colored light. याद रखना जितने भी हमारी inert gases हैं, they emit colored light when electric discharges pass through them, and that is why they are used in bulbs and signboards. Helium has the lowest melting point of any element and cannot be solidified. ये point याद रखेंगे कि सबसे कम melting point पूरे 118 elements में किसका है? Helium का है, and it cannot be solidified. Helium is used in airships and balloons because it's light and unreactive. Argon is used to fill light bulbs because it will not react with the filaments. And neon lights बोलते हैं उसको. Best known of the noble gases is neon lights because they give brightly colored advertising light works. Then we have uses of periodic table. You have to learn the uses. What are the uses of periodic table? They are useful in predicting the existence of new elements. They are useful in the past in correcting the properties of element. The study of elements and the compounds has become systematic and easier to remember. Now, this is the most important point. Why we use periodic table? Because as I have earlier told you when we started the chapter, to study it systematically, and it is easy to remember. And when position of an element in the periodic table tells us a lot about these atomic number, configuration, valence electron and their properties. Nature and the chemical bond. Formula of a compound also can be predicted. Okay, so these are some importance of periodic table. Then position of the elements in the periodic table tells about the valency also, and whether the element is metal or a non-metal. So these all points you have to remember and learn. And if you have not subscribed the channel, subscribe so that whenever I upload a new video, you get the information right then.